Hi everyone, I'm Tanaz from Forever Conscious, and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of September 1st. So we are in a new month, and a new month, of course, brings a new vibration. September holds the vibration of number 9, which is a really significant number in numerology. So in numerology, every year you're given a personal year number. So this is the number that kind of governs the energy that you're going to move through for the year ahead. It's figured out based on your own personal birth date. I have an article on it. I'll put a link below. You can figure out your own personal year number that you're working with through 2019. And what happens in September is that the lessons of your personal year number, the lessons, the gifts, the challenges are kind of amplified. They're highlighted. It's almost like you've gone through everything, you've uncovered all the lessons, and now you're just kind of going to be wrapping things up before the end of the year. So that's a little bit of numerology. So September is kind of considered this power month, this sort of crystallization month. And it's kind of funny because, well, not funny, more like interesting, because astrology kind of harmonizes with this idea as well. There are big sort of crystallization moments happening all through the month of September. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. I also have an article written all about the cosmic energy for September. I'll put a link below. You can read up on that. But I want to focus in this video, I want to focus on what's going on this week in particular. So last week we had, or even just a couple of days ago, we had the Virgo new moon. This was a super new moon. It was also a black moon for people in certain parts of the world. Black moon meaning the second new moon in a calendar month. So very potent energy. It was a very strong new moon. It had a lot of energy around it, very abundant in its energy and in what it was offering. A lot of opportunities and potentials being kind of unlocked, doors opening, opportunities coming your way around this new moon energy, and we'll still be feeling that as we move through this week. We'll still have this new moon energy, especially in the first part of the week. So if there is something you want to do, something you want to achieve, something you're looking to, get done, this is a time to set your intentions, to take action. If there's something you want to bring a little oomph in, maybe something's been moving a bit slow, or something is not going to your liking, this is the time to think about making little tweaks, making little changes, doing those follow-up calls, putting some sort of action into it, because this new moon energy is really going to support you. There's another supportive force we have this week. It peaks on September the 2nd. It is the alignment of the Sun and Mars. This happens every 2 or so years, and when Mars and the Sun come together, it's a high energy, high activating time. It's a time where we're really given some motivation, maybe we feel a little bit more drive, and it kind of fits into that new moon energy I was talking about, where we want to make a change, we want to do something. This is the time to put plans into action or to take some sort of step forward, and the Mars Sun energy will be helping with that. So we have these two strong forces with us the whole week. The day we want to pay close attention to is September 2nd. If you want to get something done, take some action on that day. But this is not just about the things that you want to do. It's also thinking about the things that you maybe want to do, but your fear is blocking you, or there's some sort of block. And it's sort of interesting because the symbolism for Mars is kind of overcoming fear. Overcoming fear, finding that courage, finding that bravery. And how we do that is, there's two ways. Sometimes we have to feel our fear and act anyway. We have to sort of feel into it, recognize that our fears are often liars. They're often not, what we fear is often not necessarily the truth. And the other part of it is letting our fears kind of guide us. Very often our fear can point us to what matters the most to us, what means the most, and where we probably should be, putting a little bit more energy and attention and our focus. Very often our fear can hide our passion, our true passion, or our true calling, the thing that we fear the most. Very often there's some little jewel hiding in that. So that's also this Mars Sun energy, is learning to kind of overcome our fears, knowing that fear is always going to be there. It's a protective mechanism by our brain, so it's always going to be present. But how can we, override our fear and allow it to be a sort of guide for us? In fact, the symbol for Mars is the Mars riding a chariot with these two horses, and one of the horses' names is Phobos. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but basically phobia. The word phobia comes from Phobos, and it's fear. Mars, this courageous, god of war, is riding a chariot with fear in the front. And fear, the symbolism there was that, god of war, he would spread fear to scare the other opponents and the other soldiers in the battle. But it was also Mars overcoming his own fear about heading into battle and allowing his fear to lead the chariot, right? Because it would lead him to his victory. And so that is something we can kind of take away from this Sun-Mars energy. And because I mentioned it in the beginning, I'll give you a little snapshot. I talked about September having a lot of illumination moments. This comes next week with the Pisces full moon, very illuminating full moon. And also we have another interesting astrological alignment coming up towards the end of next week as well, which is this Neptune-Jupiter square. And we've been working with this alignment all through the year. The first time we had this alignment, I believe, was in January. Then we had one in June. And now the final of this alignment will be in September. Again, I'll post a link below. You can read up about that. The final meeting of these two planets is going to bring a big crystallization into our life, a big sort of truth bomb moment. So check out the article, maybe have a think about what kind of events were happening in those months of the year, and see if there's something that you're going to find a missing piece of the puzzle to, or some crystallization, some new truth emerging to the surface. So it's a nice month. August was like a whoa month, so in comparison, September is a little bit more like regular. It's definitely not, I shouldn't say it's quiet, but it's definitely not as up here as August was. It's a little more of a regular energy month. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you use the energy of the new month to rebirth your life in some way. And I want to leave you with a mantra for the month. I'm going to pull one now randomly from my book. I take a leap of faith in the direction of my dreams. I take a leap of faith in the direction of my dreams. Well, isn't that a perfect mantra to help you through the month, and especially through this week with the energy of Mars? So I hope that was helpful. I am Tanaz from Forever Conscious. Thank you so much.